Hello students, in this particular lecture we will be going to study about the mapping of ER model to relational model. As I have told you in the class earlier many times that whenever I want to design my database, we design it first using the ER model on a paper where we decide that what all entity types I will be having, what will be my primary key, what relationship I will be having, right? This we graphically show on a paper using the ER model. Once our ER model is ready, then we convert our ER model into relational model where we create the tables using the SQL query language. So our ER model is basically used for conceptual database design and relational model is used for designing database at the logical level. We are having an ER model here. We will be converting it into the relational schemas. So let's start with the ER model. Suppose this is an ER diagram of a company where we are having four entity types: employee, the rectangular box, department, project and dependent. Employee, department and project are the strong entity types. Dependent is the weak entity type. Weak entity type means that does not have its own primary key. Then SSN, name, address, salary, birth date, gender are the attributes. Name is the composite attribute. SSN is the primary key of employee. Then we have D name, D location, D number and number of employees. D number the primary key, D location the multi-valued attribute, D name that is department name and number of employees the derived attribute. Then we have a relationship. These double lines are denoting the total participation, that every employee is working for one department. N to 1 means multiple employees in one department, right? Then we have this recursive relationship. Recursive relationship means a relationship where only one entity type is involved. An entity type having relationship with itself is known as a recursive relationship. That is supervision. Obviously the supervisor of an employee will also be an employee for the company. So this is 1 to n. It means one supervisor is supervising multiple employees. This is the supervision, 1 to n. Then we have this manages. One employee is managing one department, right? Because every department is having one manager. This start date is the attribute of my relationship type. Then we are having these double lines, total participation. It means every department will be having one manager, right? Then we are having this project. Employee is working on project. This is a many to many relationship, that is M to N. Multiple employees are working on multiple projects, or you can say multiple employees working on one project and one employee is working on multiple projects. So it is a M to N relationship. Then we have department, 1 to N, to project. It means one department is having multiple projects. This is total participation. It means every project will be under one of the department, right? And this is here it is not total participation because it is not mandatory that every department is having a project. So a department can have a project or cannot have a project. Then we have P name, P number and P location. By mistake I have drawn it as a primary key. P number is the primary key for the project entity type. Then we have this dependent, that is the weak entity type. Name, gender, birth date and relationship. Name is the discriminator. I have told you earlier in the class as well that a relationship of weak entity type with its parent entity type is always weak. So that is why I have drawn this in the double diamond shape. 1 to n means that one employee can have multiple dependents, and this double line is mean every dependent in the table will have either his father or mother as the employee of the company. We cannot store the data of a dependent who is not having any of its parents as the employee of the company, right? So now we will see. Let's start with the mapping of the regular entity type. Regular means the strong entity types. What we have to do is we have to create a relation, a table for every strong entity type E. We have three strong entity types here in our ER diagram: employee, department and project. So we will be creating three relation schemas for this. For each of the relation schema, we will be including all the attributes as the columns of the relation. For employee, we will be having SSN as one of the column, that is the primary key. Then for the composite attribute, as this composite attribute name has 3 components, we will be dividing these 3 components into 3 different columns. Then address, salary, birth date and gender. Similarly for department and project. And now then the mapping of weak entity type. For each weak entity type, we will create a schema, relation schema. For the weak entity type, the primary key will be the combination of the primary key of the parent or the owner entity type and this discriminator. What I mean is, the primary key of dependent will be a composite key that will be the combination of this SSN and name. This is what is written there. So now, after step 1, my schemas would look like this. We have divided the 3 components of the name attribute like this. We have this primary key and rest of the attributes. Department, we haven't take D location because that was not a simple attribute, that was a multi-valued attribute. For multi-valued attribute, we will create a different relation schema. Then we have this project. Now dependent, it will look like this. As I have just told you, the primary key of dependent will be the combination of SSN and name. This will be the primary key of dependent. Now coming to the relationship types, suppose we are having this scenario. I forgot to draw a double line here. We are assuming that this is a total participation. If this is the total participation, what I need to do is which primary key will be considered as foreign key. While mapping the one-to-one relationship type, what we will do is, the primary key of the table at the partial participation side, like T in this case, will be included as foreign key in the table on the total participation side. I am assuming that here we have total participation. What I will do is, I will include the primary key of T as foreign key in S, right? So this is how we will map the relationship. You can see this here. A1 and A2 are the attributes. If A2 is the primary key, I am including this A2 as the foreign key in S. A3 is the primary key of S and A is the attribute of my relationship. So you can see this, that what all one-to-one relationships we are having in our ER diagram. Let's have a look. Starting with the managers, we have managers. We have this total participation there. So what we will be going to do is that we will be including this department number as the we will be including the primary key of employee, that is SSN, as foreign key in department. We will be including primary key of employee as foreign key in department because department is on the total participation side. Again, any other one-to-one, no more one-to-one relationships we are having here. So this is what is written there, that we will be including manager SSN as foreign key in department table, and start date, that was the attribute of my relationship managers, it will also be included. So the schema of department table has changed to this. We have added 2 more attributes. Manager SSN is now the foreign key and the primary keys which it is referencing is the SSN and start date. Now if suppose in case of one-to-one relationship we are having total participation on both the sides, then what we can simply do is we can combine the relation schemas of all 3, the 2 entity types and the relationship, into one. We can combine all these 3 into one single relation if it is a one-to-one relationship and if it is total participation on both the sides. Only then we can have this. Now mapping of binary one-to-one relationship type. If the scenario is like this, what again we will do is we will include the primary key of the entity type on the one side as the foreign key in the relation on the n side. It means the primary key of T will be included as foreign key in S if it is a one-to-n relationship. So we are having, let's again see the ER diagram. What all one-to-n relationships we are having. Starting with this, 1-to-n is department to employee. The primary key of entity type on the one side will be included as foreign key in the entity type on the n side. It means department number on the one side will be included as foreign key in the employee, right? Again, this department number on the one side will be included as foreign key in project, and this 1-to-n, this SSN will be again included because it's a recursive relationship. SSN will be included as the primary key. It will be included as foreign key as well, and we can name it as the supervisor SSN, right? So SSN will be the primary key for the employee point of view. For this particular relationship, SSN will be renamed as super SSN and will be included as foreign key in employee itself. So for the supervision, we have super SSN as the foreign key. DNO will be stored as foreign key in the employee table, and DNO will be stored as foreign key in the project table, right? We have, and also we have seen this, that this SSN is stored here in the dependent table. Now next is, what about this? These we have studied the mapping of this. This is what is written there. Employee, now you can see we have stored SSN as super SSN, and this foreign key is referencing this SSN. This super SSN is referencing this. DNO as the foreign key from the department table, and D number, we have renamed DNO to D number. D department number, the primary key of my department table, is stored as foreign key in the project table. Now what about the mapping of the M2N relationships? M2N means many to many, right? In case of many to many relationship, we need to create a separate relation for the relationship type. We need to create a separate table for the relationship type. So in this case, we will be having a separate relation for the R, the relationship type. T is having its own table, S is having its own table. We will create a table for R, and the primary key of R will be the combination of the primary key of T and S. The primary key of T is T1, the primary key of S is S1. So the primary key of R is T1 and S1, and A1 is the attribute. So we will create a different table for R. This is the case of M2N relationship. Do we have any let's see the ER diagram again. Do we have any M2N relationship in our ER diagram? Yes, works on. It means we will create a separate table for the works on relationship, and the attributes we will be having in the works on relationship table is the primary key of employee, that is SSN, the primary key of project, that is P number, and the R's attribute. So we will be having 3 attributes in the table of the works on relationship. Now next we are left with is, I guess we have mapped all the relationships. What we are left with is this. You can see the works on schema, the mapping of the multi-valued attribute. What we have to do is we need to create a separate relation for the multi-valued attribute. If you remember, we just have one multi-valued attribute, that is D location. We need to create a separate table, and the primary key for this table is the combination of the primary key of the main table, that is department number, because department location is an attribute of department and department number is the primary key of department. So the combination of department number and department location will be the primary key of my department location table, and we have created the separate table for the multi-valued attribute. So that's it for the mapping of ER model to relational model. I hope you have understood this. Thank you, class.